As Jules moves on to the round of 16, we continue with the overlapping format. Ryan Callanan, Leo Fioravanti have priority over Morgan Cibilic versus David Silva. Early expectations after you get early success on tour. This is how Silva opened up the heat bugs. He's been incredibly active and already has applied a lot of pressure over the Italian.
Yeah, well, we might have thought that Ryan would have been taking over on the left, but not the right, but he went on the left.
David Silva just finishing off a running left. So quick on his surfboard, especially in between turns.
The other day, and a 3.57 now on his forehand, but on day one, Joe, David Silva was one of the standouts, and he really announced that this wave at Strickland Bay.
In the local finals, he was speaking to Silva. It was just a matter of getting on the roll in the QS. Silva likes to look at this one. Already with the speed, big bottom turn, attacking with a frontside carve. Another beautiful snap off the lip for Silva. Climbing snap through that pockety section, and he'll get dropped off over the shallow reef. Well done there, especially being in the non-priority heat. He often starts off with keepers in the majority of his heats. Let's compare that to David Silva here.
Oh, David Silva is just in such good rhythm on the wave, and he's just in attack mode, and he's going to do this the whole heat. This is what he did the other day, Dave. I mean, Joe, David Silva was just on fire on that left. And
as we see Cibilic deep on that one. Big wipeout as he wanted to get some of that energy. Score's already in for last of Silva, 6.5. And now setting up the backhand for Morgan Cibilic. Clean backhand hack, nice and vertical on the second effort. Drills the finish, airdrops, and that end section takes down another surfer there. But his best two completions so far, maneuver-wise, in the non-priority matchup. So big congrats to Ryan and Nina once again. 8-point ride and a 5.0 are his top two in the matchup with Fioravanti. As we know, Leo came from the surf-off with Mikey Wright to get his spot on tour this year. Big blitz of the backhand there for Silva. One major move. Even though it was just one move, Bugs, you could tell he's very connected to his surfboard, very inspired by these beautiful conditions today. Well, it's interesting too when you're signing up with a major brand as your major sponsor. A lot goes into that. Sometimes you want to look at the team. There's world champions on a team like Rip Curl, and Morgan's getting the benefit of being able to shadow guys like Medina on surf trips. As we see rapid fire surfing from Cibilic, he goes down off the lip. But he's benefiting greatly by staying in the Rip Curl house on the North Shore, you know, being a guy who's looking to qualify. Then he's learning a lot from the guys preparing for the big events on tour. More waves on the way. Insider for Silva in the non-priority heat with Cibilic. First turn solid. Second one just meets the lip line well. Has some amazing waves that he grew up on. During the break, Silva went for a gigantic alley-oop. Had so much explosion above the lip. Was hanging on by his tiptoes there. Almost pulled off one of the biggest punts of the day. It's going to be hard to keep track of him if you're trying to play any kind of defense against Felipe. He's one of the most dangerous with or without priority. Off the bottom and drilling the first turn off that lip line is Morgan Cibilic. He'll step off. Cibilic the priority heat with David Silva. Still chasing Silva's lead. Needing a 7.16 to move on.
And just a banger in Margaret River. And here's David Silva on his forehand. 1-2 combo.
You know, I pulled out of the event and a few days later found out that he'd got my spot. So, yeah, you sometimes can't help but feel like things kind of happen for a reason. And I felt a bit for him. You know, he surfed two really slow heats and didn't really get to show how good he still is surfing. But, yeah, you know, I think everyone remembers Taj for all those amazing performances he put in through an incredibly long and successful career. Also had some years where I haven't kind of, you know, been performing super well. But, you know, as you can see, there's just so much inspiration around me. That was a great wave by Morgan there. And I think, you know, right now there's just a lot of great surfing going on.
Do you think you had less resources? Because it feels like the rookies these days get up to speed very quickly with the world's best and the waves on tour.
Yeah, for sure. I think the game's changed a lot. It's a lot more professional now. You know, people are travelling with a lot more support. You've got team managers, you've got coaches, you've got physios. The tour itself, in terms of the support they give us, is, you know, much more than what we had when I first started. And yeah, I think, you know, times have changed and the athletes are realising they need to be more prepared if they want to perform at the highest level.
By Deivid, and he's up and riding now, Joe, live.
Rapid cutback for Silva, off the lip, nice clean snap, quick transition to shut it down with a third turn. Controls his bottom turn so well, he can shorten it up quickly based on the section approaching, trying to build on a 5.5.
Pretty solid position here, and here we go. This is the clutch ride here for Morgan. We saw him just fearlessly taking on some of the biggest names in the sport at Newcastle and North Narrabeen, and this time we might have to see the replay on this. Not sure if we saw the start of this one, Joe.
This is what Morgan did out the back on the first section.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good bombing wave. That first section, he opens up once again. Bang, second turn, and he gets another one in here. This one's really critical.
Decision time. Needs a 4.67. All three scores now 4, looking like he will get it at the buzzer. The rookie on tour has been so clutch this season. He'll get a 5.07 to turn the heat on Silva on his final wave.
He's a clutch surfer, Joe.
Really impressed with what the rookie's done so far under pressure, as Silva was the entertainer for me in that heat. He was surfing so quick, going for big airs. Stacey's already down there with the rookie.
There we go. The boys have been back and forth 2 heats in a row. Morgs, what do you honestly think as you got through that last wave?
Oh, I'm pretty over the moon with that one. I don't know, I feel like that guy just kind of has it out for me a bit, but yeah, whatever. Psyched to make it through that, and I don't know, hopefully next time he kind of tries to paddle out of my way when I'm trying to do a bottom turn.
Do you feel like you managed the situation pretty well given that was the case?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a tricky one, and I really wanted to win that heat, so I'm psyched.
How hard is it sitting out there knowing you've got the biggest score of the heat, but the ocean's kind of just not cooperating with you there at the back half?
Yeah, the last heat before mine was really like so many waves, it's a flurry of the waves at the end, and I just knew that one was going to be a slow one. The ocean kind of turns off and on, and yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that one was pretty slow, but I'm psyched to get a couple in that heat.
Well done, Morgan. Plenty more action to come after the break.